coming to you all the way from Norfolk, Virginia, Go On Podcast presents How Embarrassing with Molly and Jeff.
How embarrassing!
How embarrassing! How embarrassing!
So embarrassed. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. This is How Embarrassing. It's a podcast about all of our embarrassing lives. My name's Molly.
And I'm Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, here we are. We made it.
We made it through Christmas. What did you get for Christmas?
Wow. I got actually a new microphone. So if my sound quality sounds a lot better, it's because I unwrapped under the Christmas tree a new microphone and a pony.
And a pony. Okay.
Yeah, the pony.
That's the secondary thing. Okay.
The pony is holding the microphone.
Yeah.
In its mouth?
What did you get for Christmas, Jeff?
Ooh, I only got coal because I'm such a...
It's after Christmas.
Yeah, it's after Christmas, but I only got coal because I'm a naughty boy.
Matt Cole? Naughty boy.
Yeah, I just got some producer Matt Cole.
Oh my gosh, I just literally got turned on by that. You guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to write some fanfic later.
But speaking...
Tell me a story, Jeff.
Yeah, speaking of gifts for Christmas and whatnot, I have an embarrassing story from the past of, I believe I got a Furby for Christmas once when I was a child.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's familiar with the Furbies.
Yeah.
You know,
Tay-tay.
they can't speak any English until you teach them. You never want to turn them off because then they restart.
Oof.
Yeah.
I got a Furby. Several months later, our family's driving down from Virginia all the way to Florida, all the way to Pensacola. 14-hour drive.
Woo!
To see my mom's side of the family.
You can't turn that Furby off, huh?
No, and you can't leave it by itself or it will die.
Oh.
So
it's a lot of responsibility for
battery operated.
It is battery operated, but like it will reset itself if you don't pay attention to it long enough. It's like a real life pet.
That's a lot of responsibility for a young boy.
So I was like, okay, I have to bring my Furby with me on this road trip. About halfway through the road trip, because the thing wakes up every fucking 5 seconds and is like and like just doing random noises, and I'm like, that means he wants to be fed, Mom, and like stick my tongue in his like mouth. Or not my tongue, it's my finger.
Wait, what? You were Frenching your Furby?
Hold up. This was not the embarrassing
trip.
You Frenched your Furby?
Anyways.
Yeah, I knew you were French. I didn't know
So
how
I was feeding my Furby by sticking my tongue down his throat because I saw Discovery Channel ads about like how birds fed their young, so I thought that's how I was supposed to feed my Furby.
As one does.
But this thing was so annoying that my family, like, we were bringing our boat behind us in the car on the driveway.
We get it.
Down.
You're rich.
So all of a sudden, halfway through the drive, we fucking like pull over to the fucking side of the road, and my family takes a vote that the Furby goes inside of the boat. And my dad just threw it into the boat, and by the time we got to Florida, it rained the whole time. It's Florida. It's always raining. If it's after 4 p.m., it's raining. So, like, by the time we got there, my Furby was dead. They killed my Furby I was 10, and it was my favorite toy.
That was Jeff's first relationship.
I Frenched him.
He Frenched his Furby, another Furby's
Gizmo. But yeah, very.
I'm really sorry for your loss.
It was just brought up to me by my brother last night, and I was like, I totally forgot how my Furby died. He also killed my rat, but that's for a different day.
Good God.
R.I.P. It sounds like your brother's irresponsible.
He's I'm in his house right now, but he has killed.
Play it cool.
He's watching right now.
Oh shit!
Look, he might be behind this door listening in, but let's
He's
just say there's 2 dead gerbils that have his name on them.
Oh my God, he wrote his name on the dead gerbils?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Crazy.
Speaking of dead gerbils, it's time for an ad.
Okay.
Red wine. Have you ever had it?
No, sir. I'm just.
It's good.
I'm just a Furby.
It's good wine. You want some? You Furby?
I'm a Furby. Put it in my beak, sir.
Here, I'll put it in my mouth first.
What?
Come here, Furby.
What do you mean? Furby! Oh no! I can't get wet, or I multiply.
Oh no! That's right. They're finally doing it. Gremlins 3 is here. Everyone's been asking for it. Gremlins 3 is here this summer. Check it out on Disney Plus.
The How Embarrassing podcast is a proud sponsor of Gremlins 3, The Furby Times. How mighty applause.
And we're back.
Whew.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to get some fresh energy into this room.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get this place freshened up.
Let's freshen up the joint. All right.
Yeah, let me
Everybody.
plug in my Glad plug-in. What's it called?
Plug it in.
I'm a little drunk tonight, folks.
What the
This
fuck?
Christmas vacation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff's had some red wine in case you couldn't tell.
Shall we get to our guest?
Yay!
Yes, our guest. You know her because she has a new eye cream.
You know her from judging me for being drunk.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pod, Whittney Millsap.
Hi! I'm running through and shaking everyone's hands.
Yay!
Yay! Oh, Corona! Oh, no!
Corona,
oh,
no!
No, reckless abandon. Reckless
Oh my
abandon.
gosh. She's so excited to be on the podcast. She just gave us all exposure. What?
Greatness.
Hey, that's all we give for our guests on this podcast is
Yeah.
exposure.
Mhm.
Yeah. We're supposed to expose you, honey.
Wait, Jesus.
I don't know.
I didn't
It's not
mean
going
it
well.
like that. Anyways,
So, Whitney, are you embarrassed to be here today?
No, I feel pretty great. I just woke up from a nap a bit ago, so I'm feeling ready.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you, in your life, have you historically been someone who gets really embarrassed easily or not so much? You kind of let it...
So I was thinking about this when you guys invited me on. I had so much fun in Norfolk that I was like, of course, I'll do any and everything there.
Yes.
But I'm probably going
Yes.
to be the worst guest you've ever had on the show because I've been racking my brain for some embarrassing moments, and they're very few and far. And it's not because like I'm so awesome and like I just don't get embarrassed. It's like, well, that's life, and here we are, and we're moving on to the next.
right?
Here we are, just existing through it.
Usually if guests say that, they're going to be the craziest fucking stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It usually
mean-
leads to the best stories.
I've got 1,000 stories, but as far as like, are they like embarrassing? Who's to say?
Well, we're to
Everyone
We
else
are.
listening.
we're going to be the judge of
We're
that.
here for that.
Yeah,
Missy.
everyone's feedback from Gremlins 3. I'm ready.
Yeah. Listen, our ads are top notch. We make a lot of money off of those,
Yeah.
so
Right.
Yeah,
I know,
thanks to
that's
the-
what I'm saying. So I know you guys have some hard-hitting comments that are going to be slammed on this piece.
big critics. All right. So, do you want to hit us with some of the highlights, some of the embarrassing moments?
Yeah, like I really was racking my brain, and like I came up with 2 stories. 2! And they're going
Whoa.
to take all of 3 minutes. So
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
get
We'll
ready
have
to
so many
churn out
questions.
some more commercials for hot hits.
We're going to just be doing improv for the rest of the
Yeah, we're just gonna do like a tight 45. So I worked in a bank here in Atlanta when I first graduated college in 2008, and then I moved to Atlanta. And little did I know, like 2008 is when the recession happened.
Yeah.
I just thought, like, wow, life is super hard. like,
Yeah.
like, it's so hard to find a job anywhere. Like everybody's
Right.
been telling me this my whole life, but it's so true. And then years later, I was like, oh, it's this terrible economic depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I moved, I got a job at a bank, and I worked at the drive-thru, and I really had a great time there. And there was this like hot, like salt and pepper dad type that would come
Uh-oh.
through.
A real
I had-
Clooney.
Yeah, a real
Uh-oh.
converted. And he had a truck and 2 giant Great Danes that would like be hanging out of the sides of it.
What the fuck?
And
At work?
At a bank?
I worked the drive-through, so he would come through the
Oh,
drive-through.
okay. I thought he was in the office.
Like security.
No, if only. And so, no, I worked the drive-through, and so he would, like, drive through, and he was always in a truck, and he had, like, these 2 massive Great Danes. So he was a customer of mine. And so, anyways, there was, like, one Saturday, and, you know, you only work for, like, 4 hours, so everybody's feeling real loose and, like, still drunk from the night before. And so he comes through. I can't remember his last name. It was, like, Thomasini or something. And so he comes through the drive-thru, and everybody's like, "Oh, Whittney, here's your boyfriend," yada yada. And so I went back to the lobby, and I was like, "Oh my god, I would make him so happy," and he just like doesn't even realize or whatever. And I'm like doing my stuff on the computer, and then I hear the guy behind me go, "Oh, hi, Mrs. Thomasini." So his wife had come with him to the bank, but because there was such a long line, she was like, "Hey, let's cut out the wait time. I'll run inside while you go through the drive-thru." And she was just so lucky and fortunate to like hear us talking about how happy he would be with me instead of her.
Oh my god.
No.
Did she say anything?
No, she was like, she was very professional and very curt. And when she walked out, I was like, "See, he'd be so much happier."
There's no fire to her.
Yeah,
Sucks.
that's the thing. Yeah, she had that like Reagan stare or whatever, Nancy Reagan stare. So no, I mean, she was probably just like, "I don't know how to deal with this Yahoo who's talking about my husband," and who knows? They probably just got into a fight, and she was like, "He's the most least attractive person I have ever met."
Yeah, you can have him.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, "It's not even worth fighting about."
He loves the dogs more than me.
I mean, probably. Honestly, that's a lot of commitment. Those things are big.
Yeah, they are
true.
massive dogs. They're awesome though.
Wow.
I used to house sit too in college, and they were brother and sister, these Great Danes, and their names were Thomas and Helen. And,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Very proper.
Yeah.
And he was 210 pounds.
Holy shit.
And he was 195, and they both slept in the bed with me.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so
Was it a
Thomas-
queen size, king size bed?
It felt small, whatever it was.
Yeah. It was probably like a California king, and it felt like a devil.
Yeah, exactly. And so like Thomas would like take up the whole bottom, and then Helen and I were laying like 2 people in the bed, and so she would extend her massive Great Dane legs, and I would like throughout the whole night would be like, "Helen, can I get some room over here?" Yeah.
Helen,
Wow.
what a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But she was like, "Whatever, I know how much space I want." I was like, "I
Right.
can't fault you for that."
wow.
I love a lady who knows what she wants.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So much respect for that.
All right,
All right.
so I have a question. So, Mr. Thomasini, what happened after that? Was it awkward after that, or did you never see him again?
He was always so like he's like kind of quiet and shy. And now as an older woman, I mean, I'm only 34, but like at the time I was like 22. So like just, you know, light years
Yeah.
of difference of
Yeah.
like life stage.
Yeah.
And so as an older person now, I'm like, "Ugh, I would have eaten him for lunch. Like, what a piece of milk toast." But at the time, he was just like this very handsome, older type that I just assumed knew a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he could
probably
tell
didn't know
you
anything.
about the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you didn't know anything about him, so therefore you could like implant all your like fantasies into him.
Oh, 100%. But
Right.
I will tell you this, and now nobody cares because everybody's like wrapped up in their own world.
Yeah.
But at that time, like, if somebody came through the bank who was like attractive, the first thing you would do is like go into their account and be like, "Are they married? Are they divorced?
That's awesome.
Like, what's going on with them?" And so, anyways, it was always like a great, like you had a quick background check.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, see,
Nice.
you know, should I go out with this person?
Yeah, it's like,
How
oh,
much
he
money
just
do they have?
His bank account
defaulted on a big
sucks.
loan.
Exactly. He's terrible with credit. Forget it. So yeah, no, he was never like any different. He was just kind of like Dumpty Dumpty and like sweet and just waved and
Dumpty Dumpty.
yeah, like he was just so like looking on it now. I'm just like, oh, what a piece of milk toast! Like
Yeah.
so middle of the road,
Yeah.
but very handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, so you ruined a marriage.
Yeah.
And what happened next? What's your other story you brought?
Oh my gosh, guys, this one's all of 15 seconds, so get ready.
Oh, Jesus.
It was like it's the dumbest happenstance. I'm walking my dog, yet again looking at an attractive person, and the next thing I know, I'm just like wrapped around a lamppost.
Oh.
So like it's like looking in one direction, and you're like, "Oh, hi, cool!" And like I'm being cool and young, walking in the city with my dog, and you're playing soccer, neat. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and then it's like smash right into the wall. So that's probably, you probably don't want to talk to me now.
What a meet cute.
Did you walk like straight into the pole, or
Yeah,
were
like
you
it was
strapped?
like arms on
Okay.
each side. Sort of.
Oh my God.
Because as a kid, I used to love to take my dog out on my rollerblades on the leash and have him just sprint and just
Oh,
like
that's fun.
make me fly down the road.
Whoa.
And I would try to go up onto the sidewalk and do like jumps off the like driveway.
Oh my gosh, Daredevil.
And yeah, there was one time that I didn't see that there was a pole, the light pole there,
You, like,
and
jumped up,
both my dog got like flung through the air as well as me, both into each other, like colliding on the other side. When we both went on opposite sides of it, and just
Did you ride again after that, or was that the end?
no, I rode again.
Yeah,
I lived to tell the tale.
yeah.
Tell the tale.
Full
One
toe.
time at Ocean City, Maryland, friend of the pod, my friend Sharon, who's this small, redhead, loud, crazy girl from New Jersey, who I went to college with, and I love her so much, but she's insane. And one time she was going full, like she was always just like, and she still is to this day, she's always like full 10 out of the gate, like ready to go. She's like, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, we're gonna get my dog, we're gonna do this. Like she's like doing a million things at once. And one time she was hammered drunk. She's like, we gotta go to McDonald's, I gotta get chicken nuggets. She like gets her chicken nuggets, and we're walking down the street, and she's telling me some story and blah blah blah, and then just slam walks right into a street sign.
Dang. They're dangerous.
Yeah, why did they put him there? My brother who
Nuggets fell out of her hand. She's like,
my brother who I really don't like, he walked into a pole,
Ooh.
and this is embarrassing because he actually had to be hospitalized. He had a concussion from walking into. He was just on the phone with my parents, and boom, and my parents were like, "Are you okay? Hello, hello," and he like got knocked out cold, and he had to be like hospitalized because he had a fucking concussion from walking into a pole.
Oh,
Wow.
how was he in the hospital?
I don't know, maybe a year or two. I don't like the guy.
Did they check out his back to see if, like, it sounds like he walks with a hunch, with his head very far ahead, like in front of his body.
you just made me sit up straight. 'cause I was
Yeah,
like,
maybe just like stand up. Everyone now has proper stance.
I know. I'm like, well, I don't want to be the hunch that hits the pole head first.
I'm on the pole.
Yeah, who's that pole hunch?
Yeah.
That
yeah,
Disney movie was great.
I feel like and it's not like I'm so cool. I'm sure I've done 10,000 things that people are like, that woman should be embarrassed.
Our most common embarrassing stories, I'd say, are poop and pee related, probably,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
like,
sex
like-
related.
Throw up.
Throw up.
A lot of
Elementary school stuff.
Any of these ring a bell?
We're like,
what if we as humans would like have more than that? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Like,
I know.
it's like our bodily functions are
Yeah.
only things that like cause us discomfort.
I know. It's interesting. Like, I don't think we have like stats on everything. We did a show for the first year of finishing it, like award show of all the different things, and we had a lot of poop and pee stories, a lot of sex stories,
Mm-hmm.
and
Very few mistaken identity
yeah,
stories.
You had some mistaken identities.
Very few.
very
Oh.
few.
I think maybe Molly's dad had one.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
and then Jason Bourne came on with one too.
okay,
Oh.
well, you guys are in for a treat.
What?
because we have a little bit of time here, because our guest doesn't get embarrassed, I have a list of the best conversation starters.
Great.
So,
Wait,
are
what?
you guys ready?
Answer
In general?
10,000 questions. I'm sure I've got stories, but I'm just not embarrassed. by it.
Yeah, no, I think these are going to get our
Fair, that's fair.
These are going to get our juices flowing, and I think
Cool.
it's a fun change of pace. for
Wait,
the
are you
pod.
literally asking like conversation starter questions?
Yeah.
Molly?
She Googled it. and
Jesus
Google answered.
Christ, Molly.
Hey,
What?
When's your...
year and what 77 episodes, and we've run out of steam, and
Yeah.
now we're going.
Yay,
to the internet.
congratulations.
Molly, I fully support this move.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys.
I like
come
it. Let's do
on.
it. I'm
Let's
down.
try it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Jeff's
let's-
drunk. He's
hey-
ready for
let's try
anything.
it.
Yeah,
His jammies. He's ready for anything.
Yeah, I got.
I have conversation starters. So it was my birthday on Saturday. When is your birthday, Whitney?
August.
Hold on, you
In
don't want
August?
me to do any of the conversation
I don't
starters.
No,
Yeah.
you go fuck yourself, Molly. How about
Oh,
embarrassing
shit.
birthday stories or fun birthday stories?
What is it?
Birthday, fun or embarrassing birthday stories?
Oh, I thought you said you
Oh.
have one.
Oh no, I don't.
Well, I want to know what everyone's favorite vegetable is and why.
Oh, now there's something I can sink my teeth in.
That's a lot of meat.
I like
in that
asparagus
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
because
pea.
I think it's fun to make bathrooms smell bad.
question. I like broccoli because it looks like little trees and I can feel big.
Yeah. Do you just hold it in your fist?
Yeah, and I'm like, who's big now?
I like all kinds of vegetables. In fact, I grow a bunch of vegetables. We have a garden here, and I love gardening. We're turning our backyard into a food forest.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
this did
Really?
work, Molly. Now we have
That's
something
really-
to talk about.
Wait, that's really, really cool. How much
Yeah.
space do you have back there?
That's a great question. So, I don't know. We have so I live like in Atlanta, like city proper, like just
Yeah.
like a few minutes from downtown. But yet I'm like in a neighborhood. Atlanta has a bunch of trees and like neighborhoods still, which is awesome. I mean, there's high rises going up every day, but for where I
Right.
live right now, like it's still a little cul-de-sac that I live on.
Yeah.
Got a huge front yard and a huge backyard. But I was just looking on Zillow the other day, and it appears that half of our lot that we have for our acreage,
Yeah.
we have half of it cleared off. So the rest is forest behind us. And so we're going to get a survey. But as of what we have right now, it's quite large in the back. So we're going to be putting in we already have like a vegetable garden, and we have
Yeah.
muscadines and blueberries and blackberries and all of that. But like in the back half, we're like going to be planting like fruit trees and larger vegetable
Nice.
gardens.
Have
you
you
have like
ever?
a greenhouse for the winter?
No, we don't have a greenhouse. It doesn't get
They're in Georgia.
down here. Yeah. So we're down
Doesn't
in
seem that far away from us in Virginia.
Georgia's
though.
hot. Hot Atlanta, baby.
very
I know.
high. It
Well,
gets
that's summer.
really cold. I consider it's really cold. It was like 50 something degrees out, and I went to hang out with
Okay,
friends
get
around
out of here.
the other night.
Yeah, hot Atlanta.
Bye. Podcast over.
Well, have you ever been out in the vegetable garden and you bent over to get some vegetables and ripped your pants?
You know what? I haven't.
All right. Well, when you do, you let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll come back onto the podcast. I'll shove your guest over
Yeah.
Yeah.
and say, I have this 10-second story about my pants ripping.
Oh, here's something. What were you really into when you were a kid? What was your thing you liked a lot?
Vegetables.
I don't know.
Vegetables.
Like performing, I guess. So
Oh,
I
nice.
lived out in the forest with my dad. My parents were divorced. So I lived out in the forest with my dad, and then my mom had a farm. So I grew up in kind of both worlds, but very rural. And so at my dad's house, I ran around naked a lot because we were in the forest, and I hated wearing clothes. I still hate
Word.
wearing clothes.
All right.
Except for when it's 50 degrees out, and then I'm going to wear 2 shirts. And so I used to run around naked and dance and perform all the time on our back porch.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I
I was a back porch
performing.
dancer too. I would make my parents' friends sit on the back patio, and I would stand on the porch and be like, I'm a candle in the wind, and do weird shit.
Watch me perform.
Yes. Constantly.
Yeah.
Do
So,
you have siblings?
No, I'm an only child. So I thought I was doing everybody a real service with all of these high quality performances.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then on the farm, like I ran around, we had like horses and cows and that sort of thing. So I was just really into like being social. We were talking about earlier birthdays. I'm a Leo, so I'm a super Leo through and through. Like
You brought it back, Matt.
Yes.
finally. So I just like love being around. I had like a bunch of friends. My dad like got me my own phone line in 7th grade.
Whoa.
But it was because he was tired of the phone ringing all the time and answering it
Right.
and telling me it was mine. But I felt very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's like, what did we have to talk about? We were just like catching up on, we just saw each other an hour ago. But
you gotta call and be like, did you hear?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Having your own phone line, I feel like that's something like a child of divorce has. They always have like special things, so they'll
Like our parents are just trying to make it up to us.
they're like, don't resent us here. All my friends with divorced, my parents are still together, boring, but all my friends with divorced parents always had like the cool stuff.
Yeah, go to their house for fun.
I know. I'd be like,
They're like, my parents just throw money at me, trying to like fill the void. Yeah.
And it doesn't work, but I have a lot of things.
But look at all my things. No, fortunately, I had a phone line thrown at me and a bunch of love. They were really sweet. My parents are great. One thing about me that's kind of bizarro is that like I was engaged 3 times, 3 different people.
Whoa.
Wait, how are we just getting to this? Are you kidding?
How is this not embarrassing?
Oh, no, it's just like, that's my life.
Okay.
We need to start sending the definition of embarrassing to our guests.
So you were engaged 3 times. Walk us through it. I know Matt said only 1 minute left, but we can rearrange the show to get these stories. Okay.
Yeah, we don't fucking follow his rules.
Apparently.
Because guess what? It's how embarrassing with Molly and Jeff. It's not how embarrassing with producer Matt Cole.
I'm shutting you down.
I got engaged the first time kind of like, not on a dare, but it was like, well, what else are we gonna do? I was dating this guy who was all of his friend group, and they had all been friends for a really long time, and they were like from near Atlanta, so like they had all grown up in the suburbs of Atlanta, had moved to Atlanta, they've all known each other for forever. And everyone was married in the group, and so I was like, well, I guess we'll get married. And so we got engaged, and then like,
how old were you?
I was 23.
That's young.
Yeah, and then we broke up, and 9 months later, I was like, oh, well, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. So, you know what? I should definitely get engaged to a high school boyfriend from a long time ago, because like, I don't know who I am now, and like I definitely probably knew who I was then, so this will work out. But I realized it's kind of a sad story there though, because like my father passed away when I was 16, and so this was like the boyfriend that like knew my dad last, and so there was like a lot wrapped up in my like early 20s where I'm like, who am I as a person, and like. I'm cobbling all these pieces of like my humanity together. And like this person was a part of my life that made like a lot more sense. And like, this will be a person who like knew me before and after like this huge in my life and whatever else. But I realized like we were engaged for, maybe 3 weeks. And I was like, this is not going to work out, because I just knew that like he deserved better.
How long did you date before you got engaged to the high school sweetheart?
Well, we hadn't dated since like high school. So we had only gotten back together for like 2 months. But he was one of those people that like, he was so wonderful and he loved me so much. In fact, like he graduated a year before I graduated, but he stayed in town in a shitty hometown to go to a community college because he was worried about, after my dad died, like, am I going to make it? And so like he sacrificed like a year of his life. I didn't know this until years later. So all of these things like endeared me to him, of course.
Yeah, this is a Taylor Swift song.
And it was really hard to break off that engagement, because I was like, I know that after this, like I'm saying goodbye to like this whole piece of my life. Like I know that we can't be friends anymore. Like we can't, even though we were for a few years after that. Now he's married and he's like super happy. Good. But I was like, I'm essentially like cutting off this thing that's like a huge meaning to me, but I know
Yeah.
for the right thing. And so
Whoa.
I was talking to my mom before I did it because she like loved him. He was like a part of my family.
Yeah.
And so I said, Mom, like, I just don't think that it's right. Like, I can already see me like day drinking by 3 p.m. and like we're probably cheating on each other in a few years. Like, we're not going to be happy. Like, I just don't think it's right. What do you think? And my mom's from North Georgia, and she was like, well, Whitney, I mean, I think you're making a big mistake, but whatever.
But that's your choice.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so I was like, well, I guess it's mine to make. So I like went back home and I was like, I'm sorry. And so I called it off.
Wow.
And he was very heartbroken. And I was very heartbroken just because it's like, what a big mess this is. And I feel so
Right.
responsible. And then, let's see, I guess like,
I'm telling you, I got to send you a Taylor Swift playlist.
and then like 2 years later, I started dating someone. I started dating them March 1st. And I went to Europe on a trip that was already planned before I met them for like 2 weeks. And then I came home and then we got married like a week later.
Whoa.
So we got engaged and I physically married that person.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was
Whoa.
pretty nice. But
Physically.
the story there is that I had gotten a tattoo in February and everyone had told me that like I shouldn't and I would like, well, my mother, I shouldn't and I was like going to regret it. And I got it and I was like, I fucking love it. And I know myself better than anybody. So when I think something's right, I'm going for it. And so the next thing that came up was like, hey, let's get married on a whim. And I was like, great. And so we did. And we were married for 6 months.
Wow. I almost got married when I was drunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Luckily, it was some holiday and all courthouses were closed because I was going for it.
Yeah. What was like, were you dating or?
Oh, yeah. I have this ex that I was on again, off again with forever.
Yeah.
And, yeah, one time, and we were like, I think still in college at this point, so just very like day drinking. It was one of those bad plans that I am so glad never worked out. And my father, when he hears this podcast, is going to have a heart attack. But don't worry, Dad. I don't think I would have gone through with it. But we were like, we were like, let's do it. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Molly.
Listen, an engagement is just like a pinky promise with a ring. You know, it's
totally.
nothing really. An engagement is
Right?
nothing.
Yeah.
Just like this ad that's about to happen right now. Is
No!
nothing.
I thought we were cutting the ad. I guess
Cut back in.
come back.
Molly, blow candles.
Hey, I sell candles, Low Blow Candle Co. Go to lowblowcandleco.com and throw money at me so I can quit my job and focus on candles and podcast. Oh, it's the music playing.
Thank you for apologizing for speaking serious music.
Hey, I'm sorry, you guys. All right, everybody. It's time for games and segments.
Segments and games.
Is the music playing? It is.
Is that a bullet, Jeff?
Jeff is holding a bullet.
Jeff, we're worried about you.
Oh my
Feels-
God, you're
it
holding
feels heavy,
2
like it's
glasses of
real.
wine and one single bullet.
Jeff, I think, is about to get married. Jeff has all the same ingredients as I did in college when I decided to get married one time. Anywho,
Anyway,
it's time for...
Really quick on that, like if you want to get married, just think it through. When you go to get divorced, there's a lot of parking you have to pay for. That's why
Okay.
I'll never do it again.
It sounds
Right.
expensive, yeah.
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 that does sound expensive. Just do the engagement. That's the only fun part about it.
Yeah, I think the engagement's the only part that I would care about.
Yeah. Because everybody's like fawning over you. But see, I
Yeah.
got married so quickly, everybody was like, wait, what? And then that was it. So I didn't even reap the benefits. I guess maybe that means I need to do it all over again.
Yeah, one more time.
Yeah, you didn't
They
do it
say
right.
fourth time's the charm.
Exactly. That is the old adage. So
Yeah.
Did we
okay.
play the ad music? I think I
Yeah,
got
no, we're
confused when
playing
I
the
found
game.
a bullet.
Jeff, we're playing the game now.
Okay.
Sorry,
Catch
Jeff's
up,
drunk,
Jeff.
ladies and gents.
No, I found a bullet. I'm sorry, I got distracted. There's a bullet next to me.
Anywho.
that's evidence.
I don't know. It hasn't gone off. It looks
Dust it.
loaded.
No,
Dust
the
it for
name of
If I
the
fingerprints.
game-
tap on it, it will shoot. I don't know how bullets work.
So the name of the game is Fuck, Marry, Kill, Raise. Whitney, you're going to be our lovely contestant. We're going to give you 4 options.
Okay.
You have to fuck one.
Okay.
Marry one. You cannot fuck the one you marry, despite what you might think.
Yeah.
From
well,
all your
and
marriages.
I want to marry all of them.
Yeah, you love to marry.
Yeah.
But you got to pick one.
Okay.
You kill one. You cannot fuck the one you kill before, after, or during the murder.
Okay.
And then raise one, and
Oof.
you can't fuck the one you raise.
No.
As the Woody Allen rule does apply. You cannot go doing any of that.
Yeah. Reverse Woody Allen. More like.
Exactly.
Follow the rule.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Ready.
fuck, marry, kill, raise. Your options are me
Me.
and yourself. Go.
Oh, wow. I don't even know all of you that well, so this is good.
I know.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna marry Matt.
Yes. Engaged. Engaged,
We
baby.
had great chemistry on stage
That's
together.
true.
He's got a lot of musical fun. We could perform the shit out of everything for one another and everyone and no one.
Yes.
Okay, now I have
Okay.
to. I've
So
made
is this your 4th engagement?
Yes, it's happening.
It's my second.
Wow.
It's my second. Let's do this.
See, we promised that this would be a dull podcast, and now there's a wedding podcast.
I love this.
Now there's a whole fucking wedding.
Yeah.
Could not be happier.
Okay, so I've married, so I have to fucking kill and raise,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Correct.
You must.
Okay. Molly, I'm gonna fuck you because you brought all of those incredible vegetable questions, and everybody was telling you it wasn't a good idea, and I just loved your perseverance and your thinking outside of the box.
You'll never get bored. I'll always have a conversation starter.
More like inside of the internet.
Yeah,
Oh,
which is
Outside
shut
the box.
up, Jeff.
Yeah,
You're just
Jeff.
jealous.
Jealous
a
of the vegetables.
conversation starter is exactly what I'm looking for in a good fuck. Okay.
Everyone wants to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. And Jeff, I'm probably gonna raise you.
Oh,
Oh, I thought I was about to die for sure.
I'm worried about that bullet situation over there.
Right, so you don't want to encourage me. I get it.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure to take care of you. And then
Okay.
I'll kill myself because they'll never take me alive and I died by my own hand.
Okay.
Awesome. That was Fuck,
That
Marry,
was
Kill,
fucking
Raise.
raise. All right. We have. Is the music still playing? It's
No.
over now, huh?
Mhm.
Okay, so we have come right up to the end of the podcast.
Believe it.
I can't believe it. But do you have anything you want to plug? Any performances? Any vegetable gardening?
Great. Actually, so I work at Dad's Garage. We are doing some online content. So dadsgarage.com, check it out. We have a huge New Year's party celebration that's coming up. So if you're looking for something to do for New Year's, we're doing, you'll buy a ticket. It's an online digital experience. There's 1,000 things to do online. A fireworks show at the end.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
It'll
cool.
be really fun. So we're doing it Dad's Garage style New Year's Eve. We always have an incredible party at Dad's, but obviously we're not there this year. So go to Dad's
And Dad's Garage is a improv theater in Atlanta.
Yes.
For anyone who does not know.
Oh, yeah. So sorry. So Dad's
No,
Garage
you're right.
Improv Theater, and we just celebrated our 25th year anniversary. So we've been open.
Hell yeah. That's
Wow.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's
in
amazing.
August. So we did that digitally as well. It's been
Yeah.
a crazy year for everybody.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
so
go
cool.
to dadsgarage.com, like your father's garage.com, and get your tickets for New Year's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What are you guys doing for New Year's?
We have
Probably sucking
pushy-
and fucking.
I
The
believe
pushies.
Push is doing a every New Year's we always do kind of an award show for the year of the performers and everything for that year. And it's set up like the Grammys and everything. It's a lot of fun. It's mostly inside shit for the people who actually go there all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have something
Good
like
time.
that called the Daddies.
Oh,
Oh, nice. That makes
Daddy.
sense.
Nice.
I gotta say, when Whitney, you came with Sweater Puppies
Yeah.
to the Norfolk Comedy Festival a year or two ago.
Mhm.
And it was so fucking funny.
Yes.
Like, it was some of the best improv I've seen live before.
We've been talking about, we saw that show and we were like, this was when we had like first started the podcast, but we've been talking about, we were like, we got to slide into her DMs and get her.
Yes.
Right.
I'm so glad that you did, and that you found out that, like, I just have led an embarrassing life that I refuse to be embarrassed.
You're just like, it's fine to me.
Yeah,
I just keep going on.
I'm just like taking it all in. It's all for my memoirs because I'm a Leo, so I'm like, people are going to be writing about me.
Yeah, they want to know. I do way too many things for the story of it all. But yeah, did we ruin your life today?
Ooh.
No, I had a great time. Thank you for sliding into my DMs.
I love
Yes,
it.
thank you so much for coming on. It was so
Hopefully
fun.
the pandemic will end soon and we can all
Yes,
you know.
I want to come down to Atlanta. I've
Yes.
never been to Atlanta.
I know you got to come down here, but put on 2 shirts if it's going to be 50 degrees.
No, that sounds
Bundle
great.
up.
Yeah. So no, bring your tank tops. Come on down when it's time. Would love to have everybody out to Dad's Garage, and I can't wait to get back up to Push too, because you guys are awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today, and to all the little worms out there, keep
wiggling.
Thanks so much for listening to How Embarrassing Podcast with Molly and Jeff, a Go On production. If you have an embarrassing story and you'd like to be a guest on How Embarrassing Podcast, send us an email at howembarrassingpodcast@gmail.com.
Marry me.